The stars might just be aligning again in Cincinnati, and that's not an exaggeration. Mike Hilton, the heartbeat of this Bengals secondary for the past few seasons, is currently a free agent. But here's the kicker. He wants to come back. And if the Bengals are serious about making a deep run in 2025, bringing Hilton back isn't just a smart move, it's a necessary one. Before we break down exactly what Hilton brings to this team and what Cincinnati must do to lock him in, make sure you're subscribed to the channel for daily Bengals updates. And hey, don't forget to like the video and hit that bell icon so you never miss a moment from the jungle. Now, let's get to the latest. Mike Hilton has been more than just a nickel corner. He's been a leader, a tone setter, and one of the few guys on this defense who can impact both the pass and the run game. Let's not forget, in that Super Bowl season and beyond, Hilton made critical plays that didn't always show up on the stat sheet, but made the difference on third downs and in the red zone. Now, he's testing free agency. Reports say the price tag sits around $6 million per year. That's a steal for a guy who brings this kind of grit and versatility, especially for a team that needs help in run defense. And let's be honest, the Bengals got gashed on the ground way too often last season. Hilton? He was one of the few bright spots. Rumors are swirling. Other teams are circling. But the Bengals still have the inside track. The question is, will they pull the trigger before it's too late? Let me know what you think in the comments. Should Cincinnati bring Mike Hilton back? Or is it time to move on? This is Bengals Digest. And trust me, we're just getting started. Let's talk numbers. Because Mike Hilton's resume speaks louder than hype ever could. 66 career tackles for loss. 12 of them in back-to-back seasons. A staggering 91.7 run defense grade from Puff in 2024. That's not average, that's elite, especially for a 31-year-old cornerback. Say what you want about age, but you can't teach instincts, toughness, or locker room leadership, and Hilton checks every single box. He's still one of the best blitzing corners in the game. The kind of player who doesn't just make tackles, he changes drives. Now, sure, the Bengals are shifting toward youth. With Al Golden coming in, the defensive philosophy is evolving. Guys like rookie Josh Newton have flashed potential in the slot, the same role Hilton has owned for years. But let's be honest, you don't just swap in a rookie and expect him to match Hilton's experience, chemistry, and run-stopping consistency from day one. And that $6 million number? It might give the front office pause. But think about what you're paying for. A proven veteran who already understands the system, already has the respect of the locker room, and already fits seamlessly into Zach Taylor's culture. You can't replace all that overnight, and you definitely can't fake it on Sundays. If the Bengals are serious about fixing last season's run defense, it starts with players like Mike Hilton, physical, experienced, and ready to lead. The question isn't if you bring him back. It's how fast can you get the deal done before someone else does. If the Bengals can bring Mike Hilton back, even on a short-term or incentive-heavy deal, it would be a massive win for the defense. Let's be real. If they don't sign him, all eyes shift to guys like Josh Newton or possibly Dax Hill, depending on his recovery timeline. They're talented, no doubt, but replacing Hilton's production and veteran savvy? That's a tall order. And here's where things get interesting. Hilton still being unsigned this late into the offseason? That's leverage, and it tilts in Duke Tobin's favor. The Bengals have cap space. Yes, they're navigating Trey Hendrickson's situation, but it's not like Cincinnati's pockets are empty. If there's ever a time to bring back a proven difference maker on a team-friendly deal, it's now. Hilton clearly tested the market. Maybe he expected more buzz. But the silence? It might just be the Bengals' biggest advantage, because now they can bring him back at a fair price, without overextending financially, and get a guy who already knows the system inside and out. And make no mistake, he elevates a defense. His ability to disrupt from the slot, time blitz from odd angles, and hit ball carriers behind the line? That's rare. Most corners are built for coverage. Hilton's built for chaos. Yes, the stat sheet might not scream superstar outside of his 12 tackles for loss last year. But watch the film. Hilton's impact is everywhere, especially when it comes to stopping the run and rattling quarterbacks out of rhythm. If the Bengals are looking to take that next step defensively in 2025, this is the kind of move that makes it happen. Bringing Mike Hilton back isn't just smart, it's strategic. The Bengals may never get a better opportunity than this. Let's break it down. Hilton's still unsigned in late June. That's rare for a player with his resume. It means one thing: the market didn't bite the way he expected. And now, the Bengals are in a perfect position to capitalize. Duke Tobin doesn't have to overspend. He doesn't have to rush. But he does need to be aggressive. Because even if Josh Newton shows promise or Dax Hill is ready to step in when healthy, neither can match Hilton's experience, leadership, or disruptive ability in the run game. And when you're trying to fix a defense that ranked near the bottom in rushing yards allowed, that kind of player's gold. There's plenty of room in the cap. Yes, Trey Hendrickson's situation adds complexity, but not chaos. Cincinnati has flexibility. An incentive-heavy deal for Hilton could be the answer. Low risk, high reward. What makes this even more ideal is the timing. Had Hilton signed earlier in free agency, the Bengals likely wouldn't even be in the running. But now, it's playing out exactly the way they needed to. It's clear he tested the market, waited for a big offer, and nothing came. That doesn't mean he isn't valuable. It means the Bengals now hold the leverage. And don't let the raw stats fool you. Sure, outside of the tackles for loss, nothing on the sheet screams superstar. But watch the tape. Hilton changes games. His timing off the edge, his ability to shoot gaps from the slot, his anticipation of run plays. He brings fire to a defense that desperately needs it. If Cincinnati wants to raise the ceiling on this defense heading into 2025, this is the move. The window is wide open. Now it's up to the front office to walk through it. No, Mike Hilton didn't rack up sacks last season, and that might be the stat line people point to as a knock. But let's be real. Hilton's impact has never been about flashy numbers. It's about what you don't see on the surface, and what every coach notices on film. He's the guy who closes gaps, shuts down screens, forces third downs to become punts. And for a Bengals defense that struggled across the board last year, that's exactly the kind of veteran presence they need back in the locker room. There's no hiding from it. The defense was the weak link in 2024. The fan base knows it. The front office knows it. And if Cincinnati wants to flip the script in 2025, moves like bringing back Hilton aren't optional. They're essential. Other teams are starting to take notice. Reports say the Cowboys are showing interest, and honestly, he'd fit well there. But Bengals fans have seen what Hilton brings firsthand. His chemistry, his leadership, his ability to mentor young guys in real time. That doesn't just help the defense. It builds the next generation. And with Al Golden stepping in as defensive coordinator, having a guy like Hilton in that room could be a game changer. Golden's got the scheme. Hilton's got the experience. That's a perfect match for player development. The Bengals don't have to break the bank. Incentive-based deals are a win-win. And with Hilton still unsigned, the timing couldn't be better. Lock him in for $3 minus $4 million with performance bonuses to push it towards $6. That's not just smart business. That's how you rebuild a defense the right way. The window is still open. Now it's time for Cincinnati to make the move. If Mike Hilton's asking price really is around $6 million, then what are the Bengals waiting for? Lock him in before training camp. Get him in the building. Let him mentor the younger corners. Lead by example. And set the tone in Al Golden's defense from day one. He's not just depth. He's a culture piece. Now, sure, maybe Hilton doesn't want to come off the bench. And honestly, who could blame him? He's still playing at a starting level, but here's the real question. Does he want to chase a Super Bowl? Because Cincinnati's window is open right now. If this defense gets patched up and the offense stays healthy, This team is a legitimate threat to make a run. It's not a rebuild. It's not a maybe. It's Super Bowl or bust. And Mike Hilton knows what it takes to win at that level. He's been through the playoff battles. He's made impact plays on the biggest stages. You can't replace that with raw talent alone. And in a year where the Bengals are trying to fix the one side of the ball that held them back in 2024, every piece matters. There's still time, but not much. Before we dive into full training camp coverage, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on the bell so you don't miss a single update. Every move matters, and we'll be tracking it all. Training camp is just around the corner. Let's see if the Bengals make the right call.